Hello, let's go on an adventure. Okay, I had this idea. Okay, so in an oracle deck, there's at least like anywhere from 30 to 100 something cards in the deck, right? And I always have been feeling like oracle cards don't actually have to be cards at all. You can use anything as an oracle, for symbolism to make sense of your subconscious mind, and like they're like writing prompts, or prompts of some kind, some way to explore your subconscious mind, and also to receive messages from source or from your higher self or God. Okay, they're just tools. They're just like everything around you is speaking to you. Okay, so today I thought I would do, instead of cards, I have 30. This is a laundry basket full of 30 DVD cases with the movies in them, 3 of which are double feature. They have 2 movies. So this is not any one certain genre. It's like an assortment of random movies, okay? And hopefully there are movies that I can remember details of, but whatever. Anyway, so I'm going to randomly, I'm going to shuffle them in there and pull one out. Oh yeah, I forgot to put the sign on my door that I was recording. Anyway, that's fine. So what I was saying is there's this like random mix of movies that we have at our house, and I'm going to use them to pull an oracle card one at a time, unless it ends up being like the double feature one. And hopefully, like I said, I can remember some details about these movies. Probably won't remember all the names and things like that, but it's okay. I think most of these are movies that I've seen at least a few times, maybe even more. So, okay, so here we go. I'm just gonna like mix them up. I don't know, I just wanted to do this because it just feels like fun, something fun for me. We don't have to use cards, right? We don't only have to use cards. We can use anything. I've used stuffed animals and figurines, and I've made my own index cards with sea creatures on them and whatever, like you can use anything. Maybe even get your kids' toys and like put a bunch of toys in a basket like this or something, and then like mix it all up and then pull one out and like read the symbolism. Okay? It's fun. Okay, first one. Ooh. Sleepless in Seattle. You know what, I've actually did like sort of I talked about this before in one of my other videos, but it was not in the same sense of I was reading the energy, but I wasn't doing it exactly the same way I'm doing now. But anyway, Sleepless in Seattle. So what am I getting from this? I'm sure many of you are familiar with this movie, where Tom Hanks, Meg Ryan, Tom Hanks has a young son, and he lost his wife, and the son lost his mother, and they're lonely, and it's Christmas time, and you know, they're just really, really lonely and missing mom, missing sweetheart, right? And Meg Ryan comes in to play, you know, later on in the movie, but yeah, the message for this that I'm going to say right now as like an oracle message for us is that this is similar to what I was getting earlier today as well, but things that seem really, really difficult, and they are really difficult to go through, and they feel like tower moments, they feel like destruction, and my life is never going to be the same, and honestly it probably won't, because our lives aren't meant to just stay the same all the time. So in this movie, there's the you know, trying to get your footing again after one of those experiences of life transforming experiences of loss and grief, and trying to like redefine your life and how you interact with life. And I mean, he even made a move, and then Meg Ryan, her character, like trying to make sense of your relationships and how you you know, you may be going down a direction that makes sense, cognitively makes sense, but in your heart you know that it's not right, and there's signs and things that are showing up along the way, pointing in the direction that is divinely, if you want to say, orchestrated for you, like certain things that feel like magic, that feel like there's no way that you could have planned it this way, and it's just like everything lines up. There's a lot of that in this movie, and I think that there's a lot of that in our lives, where, you know, you may cognitively, in your mind, you might think, okay, this is where I need to go, this is what I should be doing, and this makes sense. But something inside you, in your heart, in your soul, is telling you, no, that's not quite right. That's not the fit. It doesn't fit the way that, it doesn't feel that way. It doesn't feel like magic. It doesn't settle. And so you, you have to be open to new possibilities. That's what I'm getting. Be open to new possibilities and new experiences that maybe you hadn't considered before, but that are just showing up in your path and do feel very much fated, or, you know, like synchronistic, like, wow, how is this happening? Okay, so that's what I'm getting for this. All right, let's choose another one. Hopefully it's not one I've already done on another video, but let's see. Leap year. Okay, and not all of the movies in here are what you would, some people call chick flicks. They're not all chick flicks. There's some stuff in here that's action as well. Okay, leap year. So this is also kind of a going on a, you know, knowing what you thinking you know what you want. It's still kind of in that same realm of what I was just talking about, like where like cognitively there's things that make sense, there's things that line up or not line up, but like they seem to be they just make sense, like her character, Amy Adams' character, which I forgot her name in the movie, but whatever. She's really, really wanting to get married, but her current boyfriend, heart surgeon, is really wrapped up in himself, and he's just missing all the clues, all the, he's missing what her heart is trying to tell him, like, hey, I want to settle down, and he completely misses his opportunity to make, to propose to her. And so she goes off to Ireland to make that happen, to make it happen for herself. He didn't propose, so he's in Ireland now on a business trip, and so she's gonna go on a leap year, which for like their Irish custom somewhere in history, which may not be true, says that a woman can propose on a leap year. And so she goes to Ireland to do that and to propose to her boyfriend, who was clueless and didn't take the opportunity to do it when he should have. And so so she's still like really stuck on him, but she meets Declan while she's there, and they're sort of opposites. They don't really like each other at first, but of course they get themselves entrapped in like lots of little weird experiences, and they learn that their companionship, that they need each other, and and that turns to the realization that she actually loves him and not the one she's with. And there's a lot of good moments in here, but what I'm getting is, similar to like what we were saying, how your mind is telling you one thing, but your heart is trying to lead you down a different path. And so and your heart is where your soul is. Your heart, I feel like we really need to pay attention more to our heart than our head, because the ego is like more in the head, and the heart is more where like where you sit in your soul. And like so all the little synchronicities, all the things line up, and it points to him. And so it's not what she thought. Her path leads her completely in a different direction. It opens up these doors to new possibilities that she never even considered before. And it's definitely a journey, but she's guided along that journey, and in the end it really saves her from what could have been a very disastrous relationship with the heart surgeon. So follow your heart. Yeah. Okay, let's see if there's one more in here. I don't know if it's gonna be on the same wavelength. Let's see. Okay, this one. Okay, have you seen this one before? This is kind of an older one. I forgot what year this was. But man, this thing is just so silly. This is Dana Carvey, and is that his name? Dana Carvey? I cannot read this because, yes, Dana Carvey. Okay, The Master of Disguise. This is a hilarious, silly, adventurous type movie. He plays so many different, he puts on so many different hats, right, for this movie. He's constantly changing himself because he's like trying to solve a crime or a mystery or something like that. And so he's like a spy, but he's very silly, and he's trying to become the master of disguise, like, because he has like a long history of family, people in his family who were masters of disguise, you know, like spies, but like they were able to disguise themselves as, I don't know, whatever. But he definitely has a gift. He's very nonsensical, but he has a gift for the way he does disguises is very different than the way other people do them, and it's endearing. And I think the message is like, use the gifts that you have, even if they're unconventional. Like, even what I'm doing right now with this is ridiculous, right? The way I'm doing this reading right now is feeling like it's in this realm of ridiculous, silly way of doing something in a non-traditional way, okay? And maybe in a way that no one else in your family has done it, or there are people. But you know what? I loved this movie so much because of that, because he was like unapologetically himself while he was disguising himself as other people and other things so that he could accomplish the mission that he had, right? And he does have some love interest in here, and it's beautiful because like she just accepts him as he is, and like, even though like she finds him quirky, she just rolls with it and she accepts him and ends up loving him. And like, I think that's what we need to do for each other, and it's like step outside the box, and don't feel like you have to fit in the cookie cutter mold of what society, what other people in your communities or in your family or anywhere, what they have prescribed as the norm. You don't have to do it that way. You can get creative. You can do things your way. And oh man, I wish I had a snake right now. And like I keep after seeing this movie so many times and laughing my head off, one of the things that like tickles me about this movie is this one with his interactions with his snake. He has a snake that he becomes another person, right? He becomes like this snake charmer. And then he makes friends with this snake, and then later on in the movie, he has this sweater that is on his snake, and his snake is called Buttercup. He's like, Buttercup, I need to do a sweater, you know, and like, oh, that's my favorite. And I have ever since. I've been wanting to knit a sweater for a stuffed snake, but I don't even have a snake to knit a sweater for. But like, I just want one. I want a stuffed snake with a knitted sweater on it. Maybe I have to make the snake first, and then I have to, and I don't knit, so it would be crochet, but like maybe I have to make the snake and then make the sweater to go on the snake. But I haven't gotten there yet. But like, that's just, I don't know. I just want one of those because this movie, yeah, because of this movie. And the way this movie makes me feel, it makes me feel like a kid. It makes me feel like anything is possible and that I can just be myself and I don't have to fit into a mold. And I think that's really the message of this right now. What I'm getting is the message of be playful, have fun, be yourself, and enjoy, enjoy the journey and the mission that you're on, and be creative and figure out how to do it your way. And and I think that's really what we're trying to do here in this life, is we're trying to break out of molds and boxes and trying to give ourselves permission to be ultimately who we are and who we came here to be, and to be brave enough to do that. And I think I'm gonna stop here. But let me know if you think this was fun at all. Way to have an oracle reading. I might do this again because, like I said, I have like 33 movies in here, 30 cases, but there's 3 that have like a double feature. And I could probably do this like by genre if I wanted. I could do like a love reading, and just use all like movies that have a very heavy love relationship theme, or I could do like all action movies, or I could do, I don't know, there's like endless possibilities, right? Anyway, this was fun for me, and I hope you have fun too, and maybe even got a message from this, mirrored back to you. All right. Have a great day and enjoy your life's adventure.